Okay, so now we've moved on to the enhanced version of the project. Right away, you can notice there are some changes. You see, first off, we have 4 images to choose from. They're smaller now, and they're tiled 9 times a piece per image block. And then also, we've got some menu text here to help you kind of navigate through how to utilize the program. If we start with the BIST mode, it still works exactly the same. Still driving the VGA inputs, and then also testing the board's inputs and outputs. So everything looks good. Doesn't look like we've fried anything or anything like that. So now I'm going to select, say, button 0, and that's going to bring up our first image choice. And then I can apply any of these effects by pressing the corresponding button that's listed there. So there's an invert of colors, um, there's a blur, there's a rotate, and then to return, I'm going to push button 0 high, and then I'm going to press switch 0, and so now we're back to the main screen. As you can see, the processed image remains, but we can now select another image if we so choose. Do the same kind of thing, blur, invert, black and white, any combination thereof, and then return to the main screen. Swap to another image. How about we just invert that one and then back to the main screen. And finally, we'll rotate that one. That's blur. We'll rotate it and back to the main screen. So as you can see, the only functionality that we weren't able to implement in the enhanced version that we wanted to was to give the user the ability to start over with fresh images that are unedited. And the crux of that is that there's just not enough RAM on the Basis board. We figured if we're going to save an uneditable copy of that RAM and be able to port it back into the dual port RAM that we actually read from and write to, we would need 2 complete sets of block RAM, which would make our images just small to the point where they're not even really worth looking at or intelligible. So that's really the only functionality that we were short on in the final version. So that's the final version of 551 project from Zach Crane and Michael Jugan.